My name is Matthew Marshall,
My name is Mitchell Farrell.
My name is Ryan Bilal Khawaja.
and the role in my film was the director and an actor as well.
I was the director of photography.
And I was the sound recordist on Court is in Session.
So Court is in Session is a short story made by myself, and the plot essentially revolves around two friends or ex-friends who are now in court suing each other. And both of their stories are very victimizing. You know, when they have their flashbacks of, what took place, they very much victimize themselves in each scenario, and then they come to a conclusion at the end where they save their friendship. I used to watch a lot of older TV shows in the 90s, like Martin and stuff like that. And in an episode of Martin, there is one episode when he has basically a court case because he has a parking ticket that he has to pay off, and the whole episode revolves around him being in, the parking, in the court case or the courtroom. It was a very funny comedic episode to me, and I drew my inspiration from that, along with other just, funny clips of, seeing people on, say, Maury or court shows of, like, say, Paternity Court or Judge Judy, seeing things like that. I kind of just drew my inspiration from those as well.
This film compares to other projects I've worked on in a way that, like, you have a team with one another, and you're kind of taking one idea and everyone's kind of giving their input on what they think would look good, if it's audio, if it's visuals, if it's editing, anything. Kind of just depends. But if it's a good team, then the overall result will be, I guess, what everyone wants in the end.
Bro, how hard do you want me to push it?
You can just, and then
Bro,
actually maybe not that loud because I don't want it to interfere with the sound.
Here, how about we practice the push here?
Okay.
I'm gonna push it. You tell me harder or later.
Okay. Is that like?
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay, let's do one more. What? I just lay a fuck.
With the other films that I've made, it was more, it was last year, and within the year, I definitely think I've grown as, a film student as a whole, in terms of, being a director. And because last year I also, when we had to do our mini narratives, our classes had to pick 5, and mine was one that was picked, so I had to kind of make my own film out of all, like, the students again last year, and had to stand out as the director. So from me directing then and directing now, I can definitely say I've gained more confidence in myself, though there are still some scenes that I was a bit unsure of how I kind of envisioned it based on camera angling and whatnot. Nonetheless, as a whole, I could say that I've definitely grown in that aspect.
So some of the challenges we had when it came to placing the cameras was coverage, since the room we're in wasn't symmetrical. It was like a bit off-centered. Some parts would be showing more than we intend to, and then other parts would be showing, I guess, exactly what we want, but it would be kind of hard to make sure that both are covering exactly what we want.
Figuring out where the boom should go was pretty tough, I could say.
So if you use a clearer audio clip of hers and it doesn't sync up again, that would still be weird, would it not?
Brendan, I'm a master at audio, okay? I can take shit out.
Okay, I get what you're saying though. Yes. Okay, she can stand.
That mic should be exactly where it was and not where are you.
She shall stand right there, so.
बहन के लोड़े
That's
बात सुन ले मेरी 2 मिनट के लिए.
I think overall it turned out well.
It was fun. It was cool. Hello, good sir. With time, my work has evolved mostly as a sound recordist, because I've had the opportunity to do so much. I've been the sound recordist on many films, and because of that, I learned how to use the Tascams and the boom mics. In general, I've also evolved because I've had the opportunity to do so much in Fanshawe and outside with the experience.
Describe your method as a sound recorder.
Use your ears, like that's all there is, because this is pretty fucking basic. Just don't be deaf. That's pretty important.
What if you are deaf?
What if I was deaf?
What if you are deaf?
I would kill myself.
I feel like my work's evolved like a significant amount since I started this program. Just because you kind of like obviously learn more as how things go in the industry, and picking up techniques, equipment, just things like that, like understanding more on how to do things is like the biggest part. So I think that over time, leading up to now, those skills can kind of show in my work a lot more.
Sometimes when you also watch films and you see how, you know, the plot and dynamics evolve over time, and like, you know, even the jokes that you tell and how you tell the jokes, like there are a lot, I think in this film I was better at, you know, having a lot more comedic relief effects and, you know, more humor, as opposed to it being a very serious film, and which is kind of what I was going for. And I could say in my other films that I've made, though I had that comedic effect in it a bit, it wasn't to the extent that I have it in this one, which is what, you know, sometimes what I like to go for in my films, to have a little more comedy, you know, comedy bit in it, because I just think it's nice to have, you know, more of a tuned down, relaxed, you know, tone when watching a film. And I think because of that, I've been better at, you know, making that comedic effect in my films as opposed to how I did it last year.
I think I'm getting better at problem solving when it comes to like cameras. Yeah, shit just won't screw on. Like setting them up and stuff like that, just because most of the time I have like, I guess like an idea of what I want to show, so I can kind of get that down. We could do feet, or we could do a tall shot here and you come by and you lean against it.
Okay. So yeah, 370 this one, or probably in between these two, kind of like this.
Okay. So right now it's, the cutoff is the top of the locker and the bottom of the locker. Your knees and up is in frame.
Okay. That's good.
You want to do a quick practice thing of like, just like don't even skip all the way from the start, just go like.
I'll start at that blue.
After this program, I would see myself obviously somewhere in the film industry, hopefully. Like starting off low, making my way up more likely, but hopefully being like some sort of cinematographer, director of photography, that's like a dream. So praying that happens.
What it's like having the same crew that you've been using throughout the duration of the school year is honestly more preferable. I prefer it that way. And that's simply because when you use the same crew that you've been using, you get to understand each other better, and you get to at least call yourselves friends with these people. And sometimes working with friends can be a lot more simpler than working with people you haven't met, because, you know, it's easier to give them, you know, a certain order or direction on, you know, say, hey, do this, do that, or, you know, if you have a specific, you know, vision of a film on set. Even for me, for example, as a director, despite the fact that I was the director and I knew what I wanted for most shots, I was still open to hearing, you know, any suggestions from my crew on certain angles on shots or whatnot, because, you know, they're my crew and they're my friends, and it's easier to work with them because of that. And, you know, you don't take everything as personally, as opposed to having a new crew and with faces that you may not be that used to working on set.
It's easier and it's better to work with a crew that you get along with. And even though this film took us quite a bit of time, it didn't feel like we were there for long.
But now it's on, we love you, the people. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. But we're also here because of our skill at poor time management. And that is why it is like midnight right now. I might just go and crash. I might pass out. I don't know. We started what, like 4? Yeah.
This is me when I drive to Taco Bell, but instead of going to the drive-thru, I go straight through the window.
Damn, them trees be looking real huggable when I'm going 100 kilometers an hour in my fucking car. They be looking real good.
It'd be sick if you had like the skipping seat.
Be looking delicious. I'm not gonna lie. Like the only though, we gotta stay sharp here on set, because the only thing that can break iron, the only thing that can break iron is its own fucking rust. So that's why we're here. Because I ain't rusty.
Look down here.
I'm Joe Fresh.
You'll say you can continue, then we could just shoot down here again because we didn't use that yet.
That's actually better. This is why he's my, he's my cinematographer. I don't think of everything, guys. I'm not.
My main takeaway from directing this film is that in terms of crew, I prefer working with the people that I've been working with. You know, it's a nice time to work among your friends that you trust and, you know, have a good head on their shoulders and basically are, you know, very envisioned themselves. You know, they're very envisioned and well-grounded. And as a whole, I like how thus far, I'm still in the editing process of my film, but how everything has came out shot-wise, and I'm very content with it. You know, I'm happy that I was able to experience one last time making a final film with a group of people that I enjoy being with.
Busy. Stuff easy. Come, mama, say me busy. Busy. Hey, gimme. Taffy me. Everything you want, say me, gimme. Everywhere, pussy bomb, blood clot, gimme. Boom. Pluck up.